So guys, in my opinion, there's a lot of people that I've seen online saying that, Keith Thurman's very desperate for the fight with Manny Pacquiao. And yes, Keith Thurman is begging and desperate for the fight with Manny Pacquiao. And I believe Manny Pacquiao will knock Keith Thurman out, and because I think he's got the wrong intentions. I think Keith Thurman's intentions are that he's looking for the biggest payday possible, right? And he's looking at risk and reward. He's looking at Pacquiao as not as high risk as Spence and Crawford and all those other guys, but he's looking at him as high reward. And this is why I think Keith Thurman now, his strategy is gone woped. I don't think he was like that before, but I think since he got that serious injury, he realizes that this game's a short game and he needs to make as much money as possible and get out of the sport. And this is why I think he's going to get punished against Pacquiao, because I think his mindset is all changed and wrong. And I think against a guy like Lopez, you might be able to get away with it, and he was lucky to get away with it there. He almost got taken out there. But when you're fighting someone like Pacquiao, who's a lot higher level, I think you're going to get exposed, because I think Keith Thurman is now back. And he's kind of following the Mayweather strategy now. Because I think he realizes, after that injury, that it may have been a severe injury. I've always said to you guys that, listen, when you've been out for, 2 years, right, with an injury, that's a career-threatening injury. That's an injury which means that you've been really struggling, right, and an injury that could probably end your career. So this is the reason why... This is the reason why you've taken so long off. How many people do you say take 2 years off? Like when a footballer breaks his legs, which is a very serious injury, they take about 9 months to a year to come back, right? Keith Thurman was out for 2 years, so it just shows you how long, right, he was out. And it wasn't like he had some personal reasons, it was injury. He had elbow problems. So it's blatant to see that Keith Thurman's not the fighter he was, because of that injury. He's not. And in that last fight, he looked very close to being knocked out. And when you're fighting a guy like Pacquiao, if you're carrying any kind of injury, as we saw when Tony Bellew and David Haye fought, there's a great chance that you're going to get knocked out and you're going to get exposed against guys of much higher level. And I think that's what's going to happen with Thurman. But Thurman's looking at it, if I'm going to get exposed, right, let me get exposed against a guy that's going to be paying me a lot of money, rather than fighting a guy like Spence and him getting exposed by Spence, where he's not going to be getting paid that kind of money. The reason why Thurman wants Pacquiao is because he feels it's an easier fight than Spence and he's getting paid more money. So it makes business and financial sense for Keith Thurman. He's not taking it for the right reasons. He's saying, oh yeah, he's a legend, he's this, he's that, but he'll get a lot more credit if he fights Spence and beats Spence. But personally, I don't think he thinks he can beat Spence. Now, if he beats Pacquiao, he'll take the Spence fight, but I don't think right now, if I'm totally honest with you, Keith Thurman thinks he can beat Errol Spence. He doesn't. And this is why he's not going to take the fight with Errol Spence, and he's looking for a fight with Pacquiao. And that's why I think Pacquiao knocks him out, because I think his mindset and the way he's thinking now is all wrong. And I just think that Pacquiao will expose him, because I don't think he's the fighter he was. And I think he's taking it for huge money. And that's the way I look at it. I think Thurman knows that. But obviously, as a fighter, when you're a top-level fighter, you're not going to come out and say, I'm injured and I want the biggest... It's all my opinion. I can't say it with 100% because I'm not in Thurman's brain. But that's just what I've seen from the interviews and from his body language. That's what the feel I'm getting, that he wants that fight because he's looking at Pacquiao and he's looking at a massive payday, the biggest payday he'll get out of all the fighters, and that's just the truth. And he probably looks at it as compared to all the champions, as an easier fight. A fight that I think he'll lose anyway, so I don't think it's going to make a difference. But a fight which I think he thinks he's going to get paid a lot of money in. So why fight Errol Spence and get paid less money to fight Errol Spence in a fight which you're probably going to lose? In that, I'm talking about his mind. I think he realizes that, although he's not going to say it because he's competing with him, that I think Errol Spence beats him. And I think he doesn't feel confident that he can beat Errol Spence right now. He's actually said it. That I don't want to fight Errol Spence now. I want to fight him in 2020. So He's not confident that he can beat Errol Spence. So it makes sense for him to fight Pacquiao because Pacquiao's going to be bringing him that check. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.